Blind Pew here. As you know, I've relented and let Jedmunos back on board. On balance, we will not maroon him on this planet. He will continue as our communications officer as long as he can show a bit more humility. Although, no doubt, he will do that in his own inimitable style. Isn't that right, communications officer Jedmunos?
You know, you may be the worst pilot I have ever met. And I am the greatest explorer I have ever met. But, I suppose, if it gets my stint here on the ship finished a bit faster, I'm all for it.
Well, such humility is amazing. Perhaps we will yet show you an exploration site that will amaze you. What do you think, Ben, my chief of engineering? We are, after all, on our way to the Zurara megaship, deep in the Formidine Rift, to investigate its connection to the Galactic conspiracy.
I think we may yet show him a thing or two.
Right you are, Ben. Once you get those systems offline, so that we are in deep space exploration mode. Press on, will you? We've got quite some distance to travel. Incidentally, for last transmission, click on the link on screen, now.
Okay, Pew, it has taken some time, but we are now one jump away from the system that the Zurara was discovered in.
Remind me of the system name, Ben.
Enchiridion JXFC0.
Ah, yes.
Very deep into the Formidine Rift indeed.
Well, here we go. Brace yourselves, everyone. This may be quite shocking.
Really, Pew? Your second-rate discoveries are likely of little interest to anyone.
Careful, Jed. So, here we are. Are you picking anything up on the scanners, Ben?
Yet, I'm picking up the Zurara signal source.
Lock it in, and get us over there.
It's in orbit around this planet. A high metal content world, Planet 1. And there she is. The Zurara.
Bring us in slowly, Ben. I want to get close, but we don't know, quite, what we will find yet. Well done, Ben. There she is. Whoa, look at the size of it. I've a feeling this may be the key to unraveling the galactic conspiracy we have been investigating. Bring us in closer. Look at the size of those engines, and still online from the look of it. From what I understand, it must have been here for around 30 years, as it was part of the expedition that created the abandoned settlements we learnt about last time. What gives? Why are the engines still on?
Looks like many other systems are still powered up.
Yes, it is most odd.
Pew, I must admit, this is mildly interesting. How many souls would fit on board a ship that size, do you think?
Many hundreds, I would think, Jed. It just goes to show, whoever the shadowy organization was that funded these missions, it must have massive resources. And don't forget there were at least 3 missions to here, the Conflux and Hawkins Gap. Stop us just here, Ben. Right, I'm going to head out in the fighter for an initial view. Oswaldo, the work experience boy, take the helm for now, would you? I bet you never thought you would end up here when you signed in, did you?
Link is good. All for deployment, Commander.
You notice the lights are still on the bridge.
Yep. What? Looks like there are a number of communications relays containing stored messages along here. I can't scan them as the fighter does not have the equipment. We will need to scan those in the Star Chaser.
Head back then, Pew.
I'm just going to take a closer look at a few things first, Ben. Okay, here I come, Ben. Get scanning those communication relays as soon as I'm on board.
Just popped up from my cabin, so I may as well do it, Pew. After all, I am the communications officer, you know. Scanning the first one now.
Once you have them all, play them all back to back.
Okay, let's see what they all say.
We managed to overpower the invaders, but not before they took out the main reactor. We're dead, in space, with 20 minutes of life support left. Didn't get nothing out of them before they died, but clearly it was all planned. They took a drug which killed them. Doc says it's named Hexedit. First it kills your memories, then it kills you. Neat and tidy. So, we're dead. Just waiting for the end. This will be the last log from the Zurara. Some of the crew have already killed themselves. Others are praying to whatever deity they believe might help them. A few are drinking themselves into oblivion. I don't know what'll get us first. The lack of oxygen or the cold. Battery power's about to die. Me? I'm leaving this log. This far out, I doubt anyone will ever hear it, but... well, what the hell? We all signed up for the promise of big payouts. A year of your life in exchange for enough to retire on. I guess I should have looked closer at it. But you would have probably done the same, right? No need to work again. What's clear now is whoever was behind this mission never intended for any of us to come back. Damn, it's cold in here now. The folks managing the cargo, jeez, they were all psychos. The moment we completed the mission, they just snapped. Killed the ship and killed themselves. Some kind of mental conditioning, Doc said. We tried to get word out to the other vessels when we found out. We got a signal out, but I don't know if anyone received it. It'll probably freak them out. I don't think they know we're here. We dropped a series of beacons out here, all targeted around Earth-like terraformable worlds. We prepped some of the terraform candidates with seeders and biofilters. No one could figure out why it was necessary, but that was the mission. Just as we were turning back, boom, those cargo handlers went nuts. So, that's it. We don't even know why we've been killed. But someone out there knows. Someone out there has blood on their hands. A lot of it. If you figure it out, you give them a message from us. You know what I mean? Funny. We were told there was something bad out here. That was haunted by ghosts. I just never figured it'd be us doing the haunting.
That is extremely disturbing. Do you know what I think?
Hang on, Pew. There is another message here. It is dated much later and matches the signature of that message you picked up in the TR system, back in the bubble.
Oh, play on Jed.
So, this is what they were hiding. I'm leaving the old logs for reference. I might need to come back this way again and re-educate myself. Chances are my memory will get zapped again. If I don't make it, I'll have to leave clues for others to follow. So, if you're reading this and you're not me, here's the deal. Found this this ship. It took me years. This is the evidence. Nothing inside but void frozen cadavers, perfectly preserved, some with drinks still in their hands. But the log. They send these poor souls out here because they needed waypoints, all prepped for every eventuality. 3 different zones, it would seem. There's a conspiracy. Guess you figured that out already, but it goes way up, way beyond the Feds, the Imps, and the Alliance. Something is coming. I don't know what it is, but it's bad, and it's all being hidden. All this weird stuff far out in the void. It's some kind of contingency plan. The answer to why and who is back in the core, not out here. That's where I'm going next. Wish me luck.
Well, that brings it all together then. As I believe that old pilot said, elsewhere. And they thought the Thargoids were bad. Clearly, she is referring to us, to humanity, or rather the shadowy organization. An organization who thinks nothing of recruiting hundreds of people to carry out these deep space missions, and then simply murdering them, its own species, just to keep the secret. An organization that believes the ends justify the means. An organization of immense resources. An organization that has infiltrated all the major superpowers and is attempting to manipulate the course of humanity itself. And all because they fear an approaching deadly threat, which just does not seem to match with the recent alien encounters. Do they fear something else? Something, as yet unrevealed to us? We'd better watch our backs.
Pew, I think there is an entry hatch on the ship there.
Pew, this is terrible. I've never seen such a callous disregard for life. We have to get on there and check for survivors, no matter how unlikely.
What's the matter, Jed? Getting all noble now?
Perhaps, but you are still a base cargo pilot.
So, are we agreed that we will attempt to get on board, no matter what we will see, no matter the cost?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Okay, we are firmly clamped on now, amazingly, without damaging the Star Chaser's hull any further, so it remains at just 49% integrity. When we are finished here, we intend to try and make it to the Heart and Soul Nebula, where lie 2 new asteroid bases offering repair facilities. Also a wandering explorer we met in this system earlier told us, alas when our recording systems were down. Right then, last chance to opt out. What we are likely to see on here will be horrific, but we can't leave any chance of survivors uninvestigated, however slim.
Ready to go, Pew.
Yeah, already.
Then let's go. Good luck, commanders. And I'll see you out there.
Are you receiving me?
Yes, Director.
Don't say my name over the comms channel. Are you still tracking them?
Yes, sir.
Have they spotted you?
No, sir.
Good. Follow them. I want to know where they go and what they do. And then we will see what to do about this, Blind Pew.